Hello, I'm Daniel. This is The World Explained, and today we're going to be talking about Charles Bonnet syndrome, sometimes called Charles Bonnet syndrome, which is probably what I'm going to be calling it because it's easier for an American to pronounce it that way. So right now, I currently live with my aunt, which is why the set isn't behind me and why this is a totally different setting where I'm recording this. And she has recently lost her vision and has developed Charles Bonnet syndrome, which is effectively your brain trying to fill in the gaps of recently lost vision. And in this video, it's not going to just be clips of me talking to you, but I actually have some video footage of my aunt speaking about her experiences from a first-person source as well.
Hello, I'm Tina, and you probably wonder why I'm holding my hands over my eyes. It's because I have got a disease in my eyes called Charles Bonnet's disease, and everything is bright. Even with my eyes closed, everything is bright. So that's why I sit here with my hands over my eyes, trying to block out the brightness. Years ago, they said that due to my diabetes, that my vision was going bad. So they put silicone oil in my eyes, and they did a lot of lasering on my eyes, and that made it where I could see enough where I was able to get my driver's license again. And then here recently they had to take out that oil, and when they did, it caused the pressures in my eyes to go up really high in the right eye. And then they had to get the pressures down, so they had me go to my eye doctor here in town, and he took this silver thing and put it in my eye, and he was rocking it back and forth to make some of that fluid come out so the pressures would drop on my eyes. He got it down to, I think it was like 50 something. It had got up to 76 for the pressure reading, and anyway, he got it down to 50 something, and then they had me go to my doctor back over in Rapid City, South Dakota, and then she had put needles in my eyes to draw out that extra fluid that was in there, and she had already removed the oil, and when she did that, she put in a gas bubble in that eye, and so she had to pull some of that gas out of that bubble. And then after that, I started seeing like flashlights being in my eyes, just sitting there in my eyes all the time, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And I asked another doctor that decided that we had to do the glaucoma surgery in both eyes to keep the pressures down. So he did that, and I asked him, I said, why am I getting this light in my eyes like this? I don't like it. It's like right now my eyes are closed, but all I see is light. When they're open, all I see is light. And it's just a solid light. At first, like I said, it was like flashlights, but now it's not. It's just one solid light. And he says, I've never heard of that before. And then next time I went to him, and again he says, well, I've never heard of that. So we went and got a second opinion, and the doctors there said that it was called the Charles Bonnet syndrome. It's because I've got a lot of damage done to the optic nerve. And so it's really been really hard to deal with. I find myself sad and crying a lot because I can't watch TV. All I can do is sit with my eyes closed, a pillow in front of my face, and just listen. I no longer can be on my iPad. I no longer can drive. I need assistance with everything I do because I can't see to do anything anymore. And they called me today and told me that there is a pill they're going to be ordering for me it's experimental, but the only side effects of it is that it will, make me sleepy and could make me get kind of weak and stuff like that. So I'm praying and praying and praying that it will help when I get them and get started on them. So we're going from here now to see what happens.
Now, because she slowly lost her vision over time, and she wasn't born being blind, she could see she was driving not even a year ago, but because her brain is used to having that visual input, without it, it kind of panics and starts just making stuff up instead. Now, she doesn't have a mental disorder. Her brain works fine. It's just a natural brain's reaction to suddenly not having that input. Similar things happen to people who suddenly lose their hearing as well. Most people with Charles Bonnet syndrome hallucinate things such as faces or animals, but some people, such as my aunt, hallucinate a bright light even when it's dark and even when their eyes are closed. As a matter of fact, whenever she does get the people and animal hallucination, she can still see them with her eyes closed.
It also causes you to see things that are not there. Like I could see the TV even after my eyes were closed. I could see it, but I really couldn't. They said it's called what I have is also called a phantom light. Okay, and I try to tell myself, well, it's not there. But it don't help, And the other day I was in my closet and I thought a man was standing there at the doorway, and I was hollering for my nephew, but he didn't hear me. And so I took a coat hanger and threw it as hard as I could, and there was nobody there.
And for my aunt in particular, the bright lights that she sees get to the point where it's so bright that she can't function. She can see a little bit, and if the lighting with all that is correct, she can even sometimes read if she gets something close enough to her face. But if she has hallucinations where it's just bright, 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 all she can see in her entire field of view is just one solid light. I know this one is a little bit of a shorter video, but I don't like having these ones to be particularly lengthy. I'm Daniel, this has been The World Explained, and I will see you all in the next video, which should hopefully be out within the next week, but my upload schedule has been very John-Tronian. So I know this video is a little bit different from what I usually do, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. I wanted to bring some awareness to Charles Bonnet syndrome because I don't think really anybody knows about it unless they know somebody who's affected by it. As far as some stuff in my personal life, I will probably be uploading a video to my second channel. Not Daniel the Nerd, but like my actual second channel. Here shortly, explaining part of why I'm living with my aunt and part of why my set is not with me. So I'll have a link to that in the description. Until then, as long as everything goes as planned, I should have another video up in the next week about why some cars have their gas tanks on the driver's versus the passenger side. So keep an eye out for that.